Hello and welcome to Out and About. I'm Diane Gonzalez. The Cornhusker State Games began in 1985 with 19 sports and 4,000 participants. That's a pretty good start, but this year's games will feature more than 10,000 athletes competing in 60 different sports. And joining us to talk about our statewide amateur sports festival is Dave Manerick, the executive director, who is with the Nebraska Sports Council. And we have athlete JC Tubbs here with us. She's been involved in the games her entire life of 17 years. Yeah. So very nice to have you both with us. The games are coming up July 21st through the 30th at more than 70 sites in the area. Dave, tell us about this year's participants.
Well, we're expecting somewhere around 12,000 participants.
Wow.
At the time of this taping, we're halfway between our deadlines. So we have a discount deadline and then a final deadline. And we had 6,000 registered, which is pretty typical for this time of year. The participants come from about 230 different communities in Nebraska so far. And they'll participate in more than 60 different sports. So it's just a wide variety.
There's something for everyone and for all ages too. What are the ages that are participating this year?
Well, usually the average age falls around 21, 22 years old. But we have a youngest participant that's already registered that's 2, and our oldest participant that's registered so far is 90. So there's this wide variety and age gap in the participation. The average comes out somewhere close to 21, but we bill it for all ages, all abilities, and try to build age divisions in so people are comfortable in whatever sport they're in.
Do you have t-shirts for a 2-year-old?
Well, the smallest we have is the youth small, and it might take that kid a couple of years to fit into it.
A few years to get there. Well, tell us what's new this year.
Well, we have 2 new sports this year. We have 3-on-3 basketball and then the sport of foot golf. So 3-on-3 will be a complement to our 5-on-5 tournament, and it's held on the second weekend, where 5-on-5 is the first weekend. And so far the participation is looking pretty good. We're excited to kick that off. And then foot golf is basically a version of golf using a soccer ball in your foot instead of a golf ball in a club. So you count the number of kicks to get the ball to the hole. It's held on golf courses that are modified usually 1 day a week with a big hole that the soccer ball will fit in. And we have 2 courses in Lincoln now. They're offering foot golf 1 day a week. So we put that out there as a sport this year.
It sounds like fun. All right, JC is a North Star student who's been competing in archery. How long have you been competing?
I've been competing for about 7 years now.
So since you were about 10?
Yeah.
Yeah. JC, tell us about the bow that you brought with you today.
I shoot a Hoyt Charger compound bow. I shoot in the young adult female freestyle group, so the stabilizer I have out in front and the back bar. I also use a mechanical release when I shoot.
Now, how many medals have you won in the past 7 years?
I've won, I believe, around 6 to 7 Cornhusker State Games medals, and then I participate in the National Archery in the Schools program since I was in 4th grade. I have no idea how long ago that was. And since then I've had 5 plaques of either like runner-up or like state champion.
Now, are you going to be a senior this year?
I am.
What do you plan to do with your future? Going to keep being an archer?
I am hopefully going to find a college that has an archery club and keep going in archery.
But your family has been involved in the Cornhusker State Games on a volunteer level for a long time.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
My dad does a lot with the archery program, both with the archery in the schools and with the outdoor 3D indoor target shooting. We help set up and make sure it runs smoothly then.
And what do you like about participating in the games?
It brings in a lot of different kind of people that are shooting. I've met so many different people shooting. I still keep in touch with a lot of them too, so I've made a bunch of friends, just meeting new people and shooting with other people who like to shoot as well.
Take home one of these beautiful medals. Wow, they're really unique this year, Dave.
They are. You know, our team that designs the medals, we made a commitment maybe 10 years ago that we would do a different medal every year, give people something to come back for that they can strive for that's unique. And I think they did a great job this year. It's got a neat shape and a lot of texture, and they're pretty good sized.
They are a very good size, and they're heavy. You can tell those are worth something. So.
Yeah, I don't think it's real gold though. Just between you and
Shoot.
me.
Tell us about the opening ceremonies coming up the 21st. That's always such a big event at Seacrest Field.
Yeah, the opening ceremonies is really unique to the state games. It helps us stand apart, or this event stand apart from other weekend tournaments or sporting events of other kinds. It puts the spirit in the event. It's modeled after the Olympic opening ceremonies, so it always begins with the parade of athletes. And that'll start right at 8 o'clock on Friday the 21st.
We should mention the gates open at 6.
The gates open at 6. And then when the athletes make it into the stadium, they get seated, and we have skydivers that come down from Lincoln Sport Parachute Club. And then we always do a patriotic segment. We have a Facebook contest to determine the national anthem singer. And this year a young man named Nathan Bonsall from Kearney is going to be he won the contest, and he's got a great voice. He's going to be singing the national anthem. And the National Guard has big involvement with a giant flag that we put across the field. It's a very moving part of the opening ceremonies. Then there's an oath of athletes, where the athletes pledge that they'll be sportsmanlike. And we have, this year we're doing an exhibition that's basically portraying 150 years of sports in Nebraska to help celebrate the sesquicentennial. So we're going to take the guests at the opening ceremonies on a little history ride and show them some things from sports over 150 years. And then we sum it up with the lighting of the cauldron by the Mystery Torchlighter and a great fireworks display.
And the Mystery Torchlighter this year is going to be, you're not biting, you're not going to tell me. Can you give us a hint?
No, it always remains a mystery right up until it happens. And if you want to know who it's going to be and be among the first to know, you have to be there.
It's always a well-kept secret. Remind me who it was last year.
It was the Rolfson twins.
The Rolfson twins, that's
Yes.
right. So Mystery Torchlighters, plural. So it could be a whole team.
Yeah, it could be. You never know.
Have to wait and see. Well, it's been 2 years now since the State Games of America, which is the national competition that was here in Lincoln. And that really helped, kind of bring more attention to what the great things that happen here in Nebraska.
Well, I agree. To be able to host a national event, and there are 33 other states that do state games, and so Nebraska was competing against several of those states to try to bring the games here. And we got to do that and showcase Lincoln. And I think the thing that kept coming out in surveys and just talking to people who were coming in from outside of Nebraska was, number one, just how the whole community supported that event. And we saw it, you guys saw it up close. And that's something we're kind of used to here and a little bit spoiled about. We don't really have to ever go way out on a limb to recruit volunteers. That our community, our state comes out in droves to make sure we have plenty of help to put on something, especially that hosts people. We're proud of where we live and what we do in Nebraska. So that kept coming out, and then just how nice everyone was.
All right.
That was the other thing.
JC, what would you say to someone who was kind of interested in volunteering? Would you encourage them to go for it?
I would definitely encourage them to volunteer. It's so much fun. Like, just being out there and watching everybody compete, and you see people who are very happy with their score, some people who feel kind of bad, but
They might need some cheering up.
yeah.
So, how long do you plan to be involved? Even after you go to college? Are you going to come back every summer for this?
Yeah. I enjoy helping out so much.
That's great. And Dave, in addition to the volunteers, the community really steps up, the business community, and by way of financial support as well.
Yeah, all of our operational funding comes from corporate sponsorships. So we're very grateful the businesses get behind this. And this year there are more than 100 that are at the sponsor level. And that's I'm sure, a record. It's just been great, the support that the business community gives.
Well, one of those sponsors is Farmers Mutual of Nebraska. They have been a long-time sponsor, and they've given us the honorary chair for this year.
Yeah, Mark Walls is the CEO this year, and we're proud to have him. The honorary chair typically represents the sponsors and volunteers, so it's kind of a host role. But he is the third representative that has been a CEO of Farmers Mutual, and that's a neat legacy, and that tells how long that company has supported the games. They've been over 30 years involved as a corporate sponsor now.
What keeps the games going?
Demand is the main thing. People love to do it. They want to get out and do things. They use it to be active, to give themselves motivation. They use it for fun, to meet friends, and to be together as a family and do something healthy. So there's just a lot of demand, and as long as people want to keep doing it, there are others who want to step up and help put it on. So I would say it's mainly the formula, the main formula of the event is still something that's cherished here.
All right. Again, the Cornhusker State Games are coming up July 21st through the 30th. The opening ceremonies again are Friday, July 21st. It's going to be a beautiful night at Seacrest Field. For more information, cornhuskerstategames.com is the website. Dave, thank you again for being here and helping us promote the games. And JC, best luck.
Thank you.
We will look for you to be wearing one of these in a few weeks here. Summer in Lincoln also means live music every day of the week. Here's a rundown of what's coming up in the capital city.
This city isn't what outsiders think. Lincoln has always had the reputation of being a sleepy Midwest city, but not the type of place people think about living, especially young people. We've just never really been the place people dream about. That's about to change. It's time to change perceptions. Exciting things are happening in our city, big things. Our spirit has a renewed sense of energy, and there's enthusiasm in our collective voice. You can feel it in the streets, see it on the skyline, hear it in the ideas of our young entrepreneurs and creative class. This might be a quiet, laid-back city, but it's buzzing with a flourishing economy and a rich, vibrant culture. Be young, have a booming career, raise a family. You can do it all here, and it just keeps getting better. We're the crossroads of blue skies and bustling progress, the sweet spot of balanced living. It feels good to be here, to be a part of it. In Lincoln, life is right. Now, it's time to let the world know.
Welcome back to Out and About, and I am joined by Jeff Mall, now Chairman Jeff Mall of the Nebraska Sports Council. I have to ask, do you know who the mystery torchlighter is?
They don't even tell the chair.
Oh.
They don't even tell the executive committee. That's how super secretive this mystery
Well, of course,
torchlighter
everyone
is.
knows that you're a blabbermouth, so you
Right,
can't keep a
right.
secret,
You don't
so-
even tell me anything anymore.
No,
right?
I gave that
Dang
up
it, secret's
long
out.
time ago. But anyway, let's get on with some of the other big events that we have going on. Cornhusker State Games is a huge one in
Yep.
July, but so is USA Roller Sports.
Yeah, USA Roller Sports, long-standing relationship. We're proud, very proud this year to have it again out at Speedway Village. Now through August 5th, this is about a month worth of roller skating activity, figure skating, speed skating, slalom, derby, and rink hockey. Last year was the first time that these 5 disciplines have been put together in a national competition. And we bring 4,000 athletes, coaches, and volunteers to Lincoln for this. They take over Speedway Village. And I have to thank the folks at Speedway Village, Speedway Motors, the Smith family, but also the mayor's office, the JPA, for providing us a subfloor, which is on top of the soccer competition turf inside out there. And then we put the speed skating in the floor, the competition floor on top of that. So just a lot of people work together to keep this in Lincoln, and it's just such a great annual tradition.
It is, and we do want to mention the Roller Sports Museum. That
Yes.
is just a little gem
Uh-huh.
nestled in the neighborhood over there. It's a great place to visit.
Yeah, 48th and South, you've driven by it a million times and you'd wonder what is over there. Go to their lower level, which is where the museum is, and it's just a great, great collection.
It's really great. All right, Nebraska Football Fan Day is coming up the 29th, a chance to get your first look at the Huskers.
Yeah, a lot of people are already talking about this coming football season. We do it about now every year. A lot of great fun coming into Fan Day, a great opportunity for fans to engage with Husker athletes and meet the 2017 squad.
I even went one year.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you get an autograph?
No, I just kind of looked around.
Did you?
It was the first year for the turf. It was
Yeah.
kind of cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's a neat
Yeah.
opportunity.
Yeah. For a Kansas State Wildcat, it was fun.
Right.
Yeah. All right, the Lancaster Super Fair is back, a family-friendly fair, 400,000 square feet of fun.
11,000 exhibits. They're going to have figure eight racing, demolition derby, fast track mud drags, a lot of great things. And on August 11th, Friday, August 11th, Red Dirt Country superstar Stoney LaRue is going to take to the stage. So there's a lot going on with the county fair. I encourage people to get out there. And you know, the county fair is grew into what it is today, the super fair. And I can tell you, if you can't make it out to Grand Island for the state fair, you're going to probably have a just as good a time, if not better, by going to the county fair, because they're doing so many neat things out there.
And new this year, the Dream Drive Exotic Cars and Cornhusker Bill's Wild West Show. Sounds like lots of fun.
A couple of very different activities, something for everybody.
All right. Also at the Lancaster Event Center, if you're a fan of flea markets, take one. This is one to enjoy indoors.
Beat the Heat Flea Market and Antique Show at the Lancaster Event Center. A lot of fun.
We have some horse events coming up as well, starting with the Hot Colors Show. This is the Nebraska Paint Horse Club Hot Colors
Paint
Show.
horses are beautiful, beautiful
are.
animals, and it's the everything that we're going to talk about today at the Lancaster Event Center, most of which is free admission, great open parking out there, and a great opportunity to introduce your kids, if they're used to the cityscape, to the country, which is the Lancaster Event Center.
And the Turn and Burn Barrel Race is a race against the clock. They go in a figure eight around barrels. That's
Yeah,
a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a neat event.
And then the Hot Spots Pinto Show. Pinto horses are another beautiful, beautiful horse.
Yeah, all breeds and classes will be featured at this. There's going to be a lot of great things for halter, English, Western, speed, and miniature pinto horses.
All right. And a big motocross event is coming to the Event Center for the first time.
Yeah, this is actually the third year for the Best of the Midwest Championship Series motocross event. This year they're going to take it out to the Lancaster Event Center. The best racers in the Midwest competing for over $10,000 in purse prizes. This is a big deal if you're a motocross
Sounds like
enthusiast.
fun.
Yep.
All right, let's do a car segment now, okay?
We can do that, yep.
Starting with Corvettes. Everyone loves Corvettes.
And the Corvettes are going to take over the Haymarket area. They're going to take over the streets in the Haymarket. This is the best opportunity to see a bunch of Corvettes under one event, one umbrella event. The streets will be lined with Corvettes for the 2017 annual Haymarket Corvette Show.
And if you haven't had your fill of great cars yet, head on out to the Sesostris Shrine Cruisin' Classics Show. This is down at Saltillo.
Yep, 10th and Saltillo Road at the Sesostris Shrine Center. Over 100 cars, trucks, and cycles on display. Want to take the opportunity to thank all the Shriners out there. They do so many great things for children across the globe, and they do a lot of great things on a local scale as well.
Okay, we want to go back to roller skating now, and the No Coast Derby girls have a couple of big bouts coming up.
Not just any roller skating. This is the internationally ranked No Coast
That's
Derby
right.
girls.
That's right.
They're going to take over the floor at the ice box. The ice is gone. They've got a hard court area out there. July 15th take on Denver, and August 12th they'll take on Omaha.
Sounds like fun. Salt Dogs have some great games coming up. They've got Cleburne Railroaders, Wichita Wingnuts, the St. Paul Saints. I love the name of the Kansas City team too, the T-Bones,
Yep.
and the Explorers all coming up. They also have Bark in the Park. Mark your calendars for Bark in the Park, July 17th and the 31st. And then they've got fireworks coming up, July 21st, August 4th, and August 11th.
Firework Fridays, they call those, and I'll tell you what, every night of the week that the Salt Dogs are playing, there's a lot of great family-friendly promotions going on, great playground out there for kids, and I'll tell you, I love baseball, and I love Haymarket Park, so everybody needs to give it a chance, and I'll tell you what, the Salt Dogs are playing some really good baseball this year, and that's something we need to get out and support.
It's always a fun atmosphere. Let's give you the latest on the farmers markets. Of course, the Haymarket Farmers Market is every Saturday. It's kind of the granddaddy of them all. The Old Cheney Road Farmers Market is a great one on Sundays, and there is construction on Old Cheney, but don't let that stop you. The farmers market on Old Cheney is well worth the trip. A new one we're going to talk about, College View.
Yep.
Has started a farmers market there at 48th and Prescott. That one is on Wednesdays. Fallbrook then is on Thursdays. That one runs from 5 to 7 at Fallbrook Town Center. Now I have a couple of late breaking news. University Place is not going to do the market this year because they've got so much construction in that area. But the F Street Market, I've just discovered on Tuesdays from 4 to 7 at 1302 F Street.
Yep.
So farmers markets are well underway, and I love the way the produce changes as the season goes on.
Yeah, and you know, the thing that I challenge people to do is, you know, Kevin Shin at Bread and Cup, when they opened their business, they created their market meal. He went down to the farmer's market, grabbed a lot of great produce and things and put it on his menu. I encourage people to go to a different farmer's market every week, create their own market meal for dinner, lunch, breakfast, or whatever, because there's something there for everybody. And farmer's markets are just a great way to touch what is an amazing, it's a community of people that believe in the crops and so forth. So
It's great events all week long.
Yep.
There is a really interesting event coming up at Air Park, and I don't know a whole lot about that area, but I'm not a Lincoln native, but this would be worth checking out. It's all about aviation history in the capital city.
yeah, the World War II Chapel in Lincoln's Air Park, head out there to learn about a lot of great history of aviation, the significant impact on the capital city that the war era had. There were a lot of great things and people that were based here. I remember my grandpa and grandma talking about Huskerville, which is the Arnold Heights area, and just everything going on out there. And we do a lot of military reunions with people that actually lived in the Arnold Heights neighborhood. That was a base community for the most part.
Right.
And whether it's missile squadrons or different things, there's just a lot of great stories to be told. So this will be a neat event to go see.
Some fun festivals coming up. The LNK Fest, Northeast Kiwanis Club, is going to have this at Union Plaza.
That's right. Musical performances, demonstrations, activities. Everybody includes a lot of great things, including music from the String Beans, the 402 Band, and a lot of great local youth performances.
And LES has its Sustainable Living Festival coming up. It's going to be in the rail yard, and I'm going to go down and try the solar cooked popcorn.
Me too. I am circling that right now. That sounds really good. Thank you to LES for putting this on and bringing it to the rail yard, which is a great public area to do a lot of great programming.
We're going to stay in the rail yard for a couple other events. This is one that truly is unique. It's an art project. It's going to be on the Cube in the rail yard, and people are invited to come kiss the sky.
Yeah, Dr. Robert Ladislaus Durr, who is a professor at the University of Nebraska of School, Art, History, and Design, will putting on a project called Kiss the Sky. It will be featured on the Cube. This is part of the Nebraska 150 celebration. He will film and take pictures and photography of people corresponding kissing the sky, and he has such a neat way of looking at things. He's super talented. He's bringing this very new form of art to the community, and so we've learned a lot about him in the last 5 or 6 weeks about some other projects he's working on. So get out there. Great opportunity to have yourself put on a lot of great art.
The Cube Art Project is going to be bringing some digital art to the Cube, so maybe we'll do a special show about that.
I think we
have
should.
Professor Durr in.
Oh, I would love to have him in.
They're going to be doing some really cool things on the Cube.
Yes.
So. Summer Music Series also continues in the rail yard with Remember the Titans, Mary Poppins, and Hoosiers.
Pick one of those. Which one are you going to go to?
Oh boy, I love sports movies. It's got to be the basketball. It's got to be Hoosiers.
Hoosiers.
Yeah.
Gene Hackman.
Yeah.
Great production. Head down to the rail yard. The event is free. Great opportunity to spread out and get to know a lot of great classics on the big screen at the Cube.
The Prairie Pride Film Festival is coming up. Outlink is putting this on, 7th year for this event.
And
of course, there's too many films and events for us to share right now, so just check out the website, which is outlink.org.
Yeah, a lot of great advocacy and starting of conversations.
Another great summer tradition in Lincoln is the annual summer musical at Pinewood Bowl. For many years, this was one of the only events out there. I know that's hard to believe now.
Isn't it hard to believe? But this year they'll have Disney's Little Mermaid, a timeless classic, something that a lot of kids have grown up with. Little Mermaid is a hauntingly beautiful love story for all ages. Get your tickets now. I think you can buy tickets ahead of time because typically this musical goes pretty quick, so it should be a lot of fun.
That's right. It's great. Go out early, bring your fried chicken, stay for the show. They usually spray for bugs, but you might want to take some mosquito spray out there.
Fried chicken and ice cream just somehow finds itself to Pinewood Bowl based on location. Let's put it that
sounds
way.
Great. The Angels Theater Company is doing its 3rd annual First Flight Festival. This is presented, as I said, by the Angels. It's short plays or monologues. They're all less than 20 minutes. This year there's 3 flights. Flight A, Flight B, and Flight C is new. It's plays performed by Malcolm middle and high school students. So
That's right.
the times kind of vary, the schedule kind of varies, so the best thing to do is to check out the website, angelscompany.org. The plays were all written by local people
Yeah.
who are members of the Angels Playwriting Collective, and there are some really talented folks.
There's about 7 or 8 plays per flight,
7
if I
or 8
remember
plays
right.
per flight, right? One of those talented playwrights is Steve Enerson, and I get to be in his play called Taxi Ride.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got a surprise ending, so.
I thought you were retired from the whole theatrical community. No?
No.
This keeps you going, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
It's got to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, this one is super fun. It's a short
Good.
play. It's funny, and it, like I said, it's got that kind of whammo at the end of
Awesome.
it. So yeah, it'll be fun. The Community Playhouse is kicking off its premiere season with a Ken Ludwig comedy set at a private country club.
Fox on the Fairway should be a lot of fun, filled with mistaken identities, slamming doors, romantic shenanigans, and much, much more.
They said it's a lot like a Marx Brothers movie, which I love.
That'd be good.
Yeah, so it should be a lot of fun. Tada is doing Smokey Joe's Cafe, and wow, this features some great music.
We could go on and on about the music. The ones that I highlighted, the song Poison Ivy,
Mm-hmm.
Yakety Yak, Don't Talk Back, Jailhouse Rock.
Kansas City,
Yes.
on Broadway.
A lot of great music. And I mean, Bob Brooks got a tool chest of ideas, and he continues to bring great productions, as will do all of our theaters in Lincoln. So just such great variety this summer in Lincoln.
And there are a lot of great singers in town. I'm
There
sure this
are.
cast is going to be
Yes.
really fabulous. Let's go to the zoo. It's Zookeepers Week, and the zookeepers out at the Lincoln Children's Zoo. It sounds like it'd be a really fun job, but it's also a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, and next time you're there, you know, thank the zookeepers, but more importantly, stop by the Hive, which is a little area that you can write a letter. Write a letter, have your kids write a letter to the zookeepers and thank them for everything that they do. They get to wrestle animals, they feed animals, they
probably
clean
get,
up,
you know, bit.
bit, spit on, hissed at.
And
It's
that's
a-
just from John Chapo. No, I can't.
Poor John, not
Oh,
even
poor
here to
John.
defend himself.
I'm going to send this segment to him so he can see
That's
that.
good,
He'll get
that's
a chuckle
good.
out of that. We also want to remind people that Wild Wednesday continues at the zoo, and the zoo is open at 9 a.m. and stays open till 8 a.m. every Wednesday in July and August.
Great
So,
opportunity to get out to the zoo.
Wilderness Day Camp is a great opportunity for
Mm-hmm.
kids. There's some, each week kind of has a different theme. This is a full day camp. It's for ages 6 through 13 with one exception, extreme action. The kids have to be 9.
A little bit older.
Yeah, a little
Yep,
bit older
yep.
for that one, but you can check it all out at parks.lincoln.ne.gov.
Mm-hmm.
And the Pioneers Park Nature Center is also having an origami class.
Certified Japanese Origami Association specialist Andy Lewicki will be there leading this. He has taught classes at SCC, YMCA, as well as First Plymouth Church. The class is open to adults only. Space is limited. Probably get online as soon as possible or give the Pioneers Park Nature Center a call to get registered.
They need you to register by August 3rd to hold your spot. So if you want to do origami, that's your chance.
Sounds fun.
Now, last month we talked about So You Think You Can Steam. This is a competition that's kind of been going on all summer. And it's all coming down to the last few weekends here.
A lot of fun. It's kind of the culmination of a season long of activity. The competition judges on kids on creativity, ingenuity, knowledge in the areas of science, technology, engineering, arts, and math, STEAM. This program will narrow itself down to one lucky winner who will receive a scholarship. This is a big deal, along with work and other prizes in their field of study.
All right. Also a big deal, a big international event
Yes.
coming up.
Yes.
In this part of the country is the Eclipse coming up in August. And Morrill Hall has a couple programs coming up about the Eclipse. I'm sure there will be many more
There will be.
as the big event comes closer. Pop-in Story Time is going to focus on the solar eclipse in August. And then Investigate Second Saturday takes on the solar eclipse August 12th. So your chance to learn a little bit more about the eclipse. I went and heard the speaker from
Yep.
Australia,
Yep.
who now lives in Ireland. It was
Yep.
fascinating. Yeah, she's seen, I think, 10 or 11 of these.
Yeah, she takes this stuff very seriously. And she
Yes.
spent some time in the state, and I can tell you right now, we're going to be releasing information very soon out of the Convention and Visitors Bureau about our celebration as a city over at Haymarket Park. There's going to be a Salt Dogs game played. They're going to have the official eclipse delay whenever the eclipse gets close enough.
That would be so cool to experience there.
It's going to be so much fun. We're going to have auctioning off special jerseys that the team's wearing. We're going to have solar eclipse glasses for the first 3,000 people that show up. Education brought to you by the University of Nebraska. Just a lot of fun. This is something people are coming from all over the globe to experience. I really had no idea that it was going to be this big. We were told it would be big. We were told
Right.
NASA's going to be in Grand Island and Beatrice, but we still have a window. You can see the eclipse in totality in Lincoln, but
Right
you
here.
cannot in Omaha. So this is a pretty
just
big
that-
deal.
that path.
It's just a narrow path, yeah.
Right.
A lot of
And,
fun.
Bill Nye the Science Guy is going to be hanging out.
Yeah, pretty
so
cool stuff.
Very cool. All right, finally today we want to talk about the Why Quilts Matter, What is Art series. This is episode 5. This sounds really fascinating. It was kind of a controversy, but these African American women in a place called Gee's Bend, their quilts became quite famous. So this is going to be a discussion about those quilts, the controversies they engendered, and their unique place in quilt history.
This goes back to 2002 when the art world was rocked by this controversy. So I think it's going to be a great educational opportunity over at the International Quilt Study Center.
Every quilt has a story to tell.
I love it.
That's right. You know, UNL has some great museums, that's for sure. During the break, we're going to be showing a list of the fun things going on at the Sheldon, including a birthday party for Nebraska, so stay tuned for that. But first, we want to remind people how they find out more about the great things going on in the capital city.
A lot of great opportunities to engage with us. Lincoln.org is our website. You can stop down to our visitor center at 7th and P. Phone number down there, 434-5348. Our staff is on board 7 days a week, ready to answer questions. And if you say, hey, we want to go somewhere we've never been before, we're going to give you something to do. A lot of great things going on in Lincoln.
That's right, it's going to be hopping
It
that
is.
certain day in August, that's for sure. Thank you very much, Jeff.
You bet.
Again, stay tuned for that list from the Sheldon, and then we'll be right back with the latest from Pinnacle Bank Arena and Pinewood Bowl.
This city isn't what outsiders think. Lincoln has always had the reputation of being a sleepy Midwest city, but not the type of place people think about living, especially young people. We've just never really been the place people dream about. That's about to change. It's time to change perceptions. Exciting things are happening in our city, big things. Our spirit has a renewed sense of energy, and there's enthusiasm in our collective voice. You can feel it in the streets, see it on the skyline, hear it in the ideas of our young entrepreneurs and creative class. This might be a quiet, laid-back city, but it's buzzing with a flourishing economy and a rich, vibrant culture. Be young, have a booming career, raise a family. You can do it all here, and it just keeps getting better. We're the crossroads of blue skies and bustling progress, the sweet spot of balanced living. It feels good to be here, to be a part of it. In Lincoln, life is right. Now, it's time to let the world know.
Welcome back to Out and About. Pinewood Bowl and Pinnacle Bank Arena continue to have big seasons. There have been new announcements at both venues. At Pinewood, Ween is coming September 1st, and the new announcements for Pinnacle Bank Arena are the weekend, September 27th, and Lord, March 24th. Here's the lineup from both of those great venues. That's all for this month's Out and About show. I want to thank all the guests that we had today. Now, if you missed any of the events, stay tuned. We'll be running a list again right after this show. Thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you out and about.